Hi, I'm Shelley Maurer,
And I'm Cher Emmerich. Welcome to Life Lessons from Pickleball.
where we engage with pickleball players from around the world about life on and off the court.
Thanks for joining us.
Before we get started, we have something really exciting to share.
Our book, Life Lessons from Pickleball, is now available on Amazon, and a portion of every sale is donated to Operation PaddleLift.
Your purchase helps deliver paddles, nets, and resources to underserved communities around the world.
Thank you for being a part of growing the game we all love. Now let's jump into today's episode. Welcome everyone to Life Lessons from Pickleball. Today we are super excited to welcome Will Parton, the creator of the app Hitch. We love conversations about connection and pickleball, and Will, you've combined the two in your amazing app.
Will, you saw a real need in the pickleball world. Players wanting to find games, partners, and community, and you created a simple, modern way to make those connections happen.
And whether someone is new to town, new to the sport, or just looking for the right people to play with, Hitch helps remove one of the biggest barriers in pickleball, finding your people.
We're so glad you're here with us today, Will. Before we talk about the app itself, we'd love to start with you. What was happening in your life when you were introduced to pickleball?
You pitched my app better than I could. I mean, you're hired, right?
Well, we're excited.
Yeah. So where was I in my life? Yeah. So I'm a lifetime tennis player. So I've always been into racket sports. What's funny is actually my 82-year-old mother introduced me to pickleball. And at first, as a tennis player, it was like, I don't know. I'm good, right? But I slowly got into it. And then actually when I went through a major move in my life, I actually moved to another country and I had to start over. And pickleball really helped me build my community of people in a place where I knew nobody. And it gave me that connection that we all seek, especially in a new place.
So tell us about that. Where were you and where did you move to?
So I've moved several times throughout I've had 2 or 3 major moves, but this was from Chicago, Illinois to Ottawa, Canada. I have a Canadian wife, so that motivated the move, and it was the right decision for the family, and so we did it. And so I had to start over, honestly, and had to go through immigration, which, like, don't do it if you don't have to. It's terrible. But this gave me an opportunity to build new networks of people, and you really don't, you don't feel like you belong until you have a social network, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it also opened my mind to starting my own thing, which led to Hitch.
Wow. I love that. You know what? We were talking, group of us were talking about the last time we really had a set group of friends was at school. You'd have on the playground, you could meet lots of people and that sort of thing. And then we move into our lives, and then it's through, if we have kids, it's through our kids that we create new community. But then if you don't have those, how in the world do you find your people, like you're saying? And pickleball is such a welcoming sport that if we could just find pickleball and then find our people, we're set. And how great that you, being a fish out of water, so to speak, in Canada, not knowing anybody, you found your people through this amazing sport.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So tell us about Hitch.
Hitch, yeah. So again, when I was going through this kind of transitional phase, I had some time on my hands. And I have a background in app development. I've worked for major companies like ESPN and Wells Fargo. So I took those skills and I applied them to a sport that I've been in my whole life. Which that's another part of pickleball that's amazing, is it allowed me to become an entrepreneur. Like, truly, I've dabbled in entrepreneurship, but this is the first time I've gone like 100% in on something. So Hitch so the main goal is connecting people across pickleball, paddle, and tennis. And I see all three as different flavors of the same thing. I I know people like to silo them, but I don't see it that way. It's all racket sports to me. And it's catching on, and I think it's where the industry is going, honestly. But what we do at Hitch is it's truly about the player finding experience. I'd say most apps in the market are about finding a court. And then secondary is finding players, right? That's
Sure.
very secondary in the app. That's our core. That's what we do. That's what we love. So we took inspiration from dating sites when we came up with the UI. And so you're flipping through player cards, right? Which give you, skill level and location, but they also give a sense of personality. You can upload photos and videos. You identify your favorite shot. And as we know with pickleball, especially, it's such a social sport that's a huge element of the game. And you hit let's play, and then you get hitched, and from there you can start communicating directly. You can build your number of hitches, right, to build your player network. It's almost like a LinkedIn in some ways for racket sports. And there's also one other feature I'll throw out there called Best Fit, and it actually matches you with people who have complementary skills based on which favorite shot you pick.
So, for example, what would you say is your favorite shot?
The drive.
The tennis player.
The tennis player. Exactly.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
The tennis player, the drive.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. So do you also use, how do you match skill level?
Yeah, so it's based on complementary skills. So if I pick the drive and someone else picks the dink, then it's an aggressive player combined with a more conservative player, which we have found to be more effective, frankly.
Oh.
Complementary. Yeah.
Oh, so opposites
like
attract on Hitch.
Right. Yeah. And you have two people driving, you're probably not going to be a very consistent team, right? You need a little bit of both.
And so are we hitching to be partners with that person, or we're hitching to play as an opponent with that person?
It could be either. It could be an opponent. But I think a lot of people are looking for the best partner.
The best partner.
Yeah, it could go either way.
Okay. And then is it a group? Do you make because I typically play doubles. I do like singles, but I typically play doubles. And so if I find a partner, are we then looking for two other people to play?
That could be part of it. Yeah.
And how do you do that?
Well, that's the network, right, that you're building. You can also set up groups. Once you have enough hitches, you can make a group or several groups, just like WhatsApp.
Okay.
Although I'm starting to learn, because you're always watching like the analytics of the app, and you can't break their current habits. So they're still going to build their groups in WhatsApp. If that's what they're used to, but they're going to find new players in Hitch and then add them over to their WhatsApp group. That's what we've noticed.
Well, and once I have my group within Hitch, do we select our court, or how does that work?
You can find today there's a court locator, but it's for like public courts. It's not great. It's fine. It's basically like doing a Google search for a court.
Okay.
Because we're using Google's API. But we're thinking about integrating with a third party, which should happen soon, but it hasn't happened yet. So I can't name it. But they have court booking capabilities. And then we want to integrate that into app. So you can book a court as well.
Well, it's just between us. You can share the name of that other company.
Yeah, I like that, because instead of having to text all your friends and then getting a court, you're in Hitch, you have your network. And then if it was linked with something like Court Reserve, you can do it all. You could do it all in your app. You could get your buddies. You could go to Court Reserve within your app.
Right.
I see, with the third party, and get it all hooked together. Oh, I like that.
That's more like it. Yep.
I do too. And in your app, do you give people information on what would be a good idea? Because I would have naturally thought to look for somebody who likes to do a soft games. If I like to do soft games, or to find a driver if I like to drive, but because I'm not that advanced to be strategy oriented. But is there any kind of information that's suggested to people on how best to match up and what to be looking for in that?
Yeah, and the best match is, it's one of the many factors, and it's not, you don't have to do the best fit, right? There's also, you can go in and do your own analysis and figure out for yourself who's the right fit for you. And I would emphasize that because these algorithms aren't always right, as we know. And all we want to do is give you access to learn more about the person so that you can, you have these large group chats where there's just hundreds, if not thousands of people, and it's just completely random.
Yeah.
And there's no filtering of it, right? So now you can filter a little bit and pick the right people and then build your crew based on the right people versus being stuck with some large group that you don't really know.
Cool. So, what surprised you the most about people once they've started using Hitch?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's surprising how people use it. Like, you think they're going to use it a certain, when you envision it and you build it, you think they're going to use it like you do.
And how do you
Um,
use it, for instance,
but
when
then
you're
well, I think for me, I wanted people to build their networks, right? Like a full, like as many, like a lot of hitches, basically. But what
uh-huh.
I've noticed is people get to like 2 or 3, and then they kind of like stop. Like they get their crew and then they're done. Or they get a couple people. I think a lot of people go in there for subs.
Oh,
If you're
Mhm.
someone gets 6 and you need a 4th player, so they're just kind of quickly connect and then move on to whatever they normally do to meet people. So it's just interesting to see how it comes to life in the world. It's not always the way you envisioned it, I guess.
evolution.
Yeah.
So true, right? So
Yeah.
how long ago did you start this?
It's been a year and a half, so not too long ago.
Oh, wow, no, very new. Do you have funders behind it, or did you self-fund this?
All self-funded so far.
Wow, congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah.
Which means it's out of your pocket, but it also means you have full control. So that's
Yeah,
very, very
that's true.
cool.
That is
Very
true.
neat. And obviously it's location oriented. So
Mhm.
we would put in what, our zip code or address or what?
You would just log in. It's going to automatically take your current location and show
Oh,
you who is nearby based on a distance threshold that you set.
oh ho. Okay. All right. And then what do you do with this data? A lot of people are concerned these days with sharing their data.
Mm.
What do you do with it? How do you protect it?
I don't do anything with it, so I don't share it with anyone.
Nice.
And it's all done through Apple ID. Like we didn't build our own custom login. We went off of the native um, iOS, but it's also on Android. So we also use the Google ID. So you're logging in with Apple or Google. And so
Okay.
they have your information and they're protecting it.
Okay. That's cool. And that's easy
Hmm.
for
Right. And
people.
that's easy. You don't
That's
have
easy.
to create a
Yeah.
new login. Right.
Have you heard any stories that really touched you from people that have been using Hitch?
I have something called Hitch Cruise where I had people send me photos of the groups they create. And that alone is enough.
Mm,
I could stop
yeah.
there and be happy. Um, Obviously I wanted to make money but that's enough right there. I love that.
Yeah, the money will come. I think this is a brilliant idea. And this game is it available beyond the US?
Canada, US, London, and Australia
Oh, wow.
is where we're focused. Yeah.
Are you planning to expand further? I know Africa, the game is booming, and
Asia is
Asia
where
for sure.
I need to start thinking more about. Um, I I just need to start advertising there. It's technically available, right?
Uh-huh. Okay.
Because that's the great thing about using Apple is they're everywhere,
Right.
right? Although they take 30%. So that's the
Oh,
downside
oh, that's interesting.
of all transactions. Yeah.
You have an agreement with with Apple and Google to be able to access
All
how does
apps
it
do.
work?
Yep.
I never even thought about that. So, okay. So you're in the big league there, but they're
Yeah,
also
Yeah.
taking the big cut.
so it's a decent cut.
Decent cut. So you said you were working in all these other big companies with you had developed apps for these other companies as well.
Mhm.
What has kind of surprised you in your entrepreneurial, or has anything surprised you in your entrepreneurial journey?
Oh, it's so much harder than you
Yeah.
think. Um, and you just have to be relentless. Like nothing will happen unless you go after it,
Mm.
and you're going to get more no's than yeses, right? A lot of people are going to disappoint you. And if you let that get to you, it'll die off. Even if you have a good idea and a good brand, it will die off if you don't just keep going and keep believing in the mission.
Mhm.
That's probably the most important thing, I would say.
Do you have
Yeah.
a team of people, or is this really a solo adventure?
2 or 3, but no full-time people. I just have
Mhm.
like a social media person and a developer that I
Mhm.
work with. And then I do
Yeah.
everything else, which is a little bit of everything.
And so,
What
what racket games are you still playing?
I I'm into pickleball right now, and I'm picking up paddle is I'm learning paddle as well. So I don't play much tennis, which makes me and my some of my lifetime friends a little sad.
Yeah.
But I'm really into pickleball. I took some lessons, so I know how to do it the right way and got over the need to always drive everything. And now I've learned the finesse of the dink. And that was actually, honestly, that's one of the hardest things for tennis players is letting go of the big stroke, right?
Yeah.
And moving
Yes.
more towards these short motions. Um, Big transition.
One of the things I can imagine is really good about your app is people having more confidence showing up on the court, right?
Oh,
Because
interesting. Yeah.
they've picked their partner, they kind of know a little bit about them. I think
Mhm.
that's great.
That's a good point. I've never heard it put that way. But yes, because
Yeah.
you're not, yeah, you know them a little bit better when you first meet. Yeah.
That'd be
And
a
you kind of know what you're up against. You know how people you're really intimidated. A lot of people just show up at open play or
Uh-huh.
just walk up to a court that you don't know anybody. But this will give people more confidence to be able to show up
Right.
knowing kind of who's there and what they're up against. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll go back to where I started. So um, it takes, so I've lived in like 3 or 4 different places, and I've been through it multiple times, like building a crew from scratch, right? And it takes time to find the right people, and it takes money, expensive clubs and leagues, and then you start having kids and you just don't have time anymore to do anything. And so it's like, how do I help people find the right people more quickly without spending a bunch of money, right?
yeah,
That's the whole thing.
yeah. But
That's
there is
great.
a membership with Hitch?
It's free with upgrades.
Oh,
So that best fit is an upgrade to get matched with the best fit people.
uh-huh.
And then once we have court booking, that'll be a part of like the Hitch Plus. That's what we call it. The,
Great.
yeah, and it's
Great.
like $5 a month. I mean, it's nothing crazy.
That's great. And then we also do people share their duper scores if they are in
You can
duper and
connect
that's
your Duper score.
uh-huh.
Um, we don't have any like contribution functionality, so you can't like put in your scores to improve your Duper score yet. We don't have that yet.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. What I love, it's if you think of your first time playing with somebody with pickleball, it's like making that first day a little easier. You know about each other. You
Yep.
know, okay, I know that you know that winning isn't everything for me, so you wouldn't play with me if that was important to you, and that you're a driver, I like soft game, and you know up front instead of thinking, oh gosh, I hope they don't feel bad that I'm this and that and the other thing. So I think this is really a brilliant idea. It just enhances what is already an amazing game. It's just this silly pickleball game, silly name that
We all
is
love.
changing the world, and you're helping to do
Totally.
that with your app. So good on you.
You just made my day.
What's your dream for Hitch in a few years?
Yeah.
The dream, I have it right here, these vision boards, right? I have a
Oh,
vision
your
board right here
vision board. I love it.
of 1 million hitches. I wanna connect 1 million people. I want everybody in the pickleball world to know the name Hitch and to eventually know that's where you go to meet people to play. That's my goal.
Wow, I
I
just got chills when you said that, connecting 1 million people. I mean, what a great goal. I mean, we need that right now in our
Oh,
world.
I know.
right,
Community and connection.
right.
That was something I was gonna bring up was, the world's so chaotic, and I think we all know deep down it's because we don't feel connected to one another. And the great thing about that's why I love technology, but I also blame technology
Hmm.
Mhm.
for a lot of the problems. So this app, yes, it's cutting edge technology, but it's the ultimate goal is to get you to meet people in person and get off the phone, right?
Right.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I love about pickleball, I think the most, is people are fully present when you're playing. They're looking you in the eye, you have their full attention. We're not running to our phones, we're not looking at our phones. I'm completely focused for 2 hours, and I
Mhm.
love that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I've heard other people say that, they have all these social contacts, but they don't feel a deep connection.
Mm.
But for some reason it's different with pickleball. Like they more easily build deep connections playing pickleball, which
person to
is
Hmm.
true.
person, face to
Amazing.
It's
face.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And the game lets us be with people from all different walks of life and
It doesn't matter.
experiences
Yep.
and politics and religion, and it does not matter one iota. Just there to have fun.
Mhm.
So in your journey in tennis, in pickleball, in paddle, and in doing this app, what are some life lessons that you've gleaned that you can share with
Sure.
us?
Yeah, that seems appropriate for this show. Uh, I so I'd say, um, there's a lot, right? But a couple I will emphasize is the lesson of health.
Hmm.
I think is huge. I talked about my 82-year-old mother earlier.
Yes.
She is still in good health, and to be honest, I think it's because she never stopped playing tennis and pickleball. Like, she stayed active. It's sort of the key to good health
Yeah.
is just staying active. That's a huge life lesson, and they drilled it in me, and now I'm drilling it in my kids, and I hope it keeps going. Um, and it's just so the difference between tennis and pickleball as well is the accessibility.
Mm.
Tennis is you have to play your whole life to be good at it. Like, it
Mhm.
really does take a long time.
Yeah.
With pickleball, my 82-year-old mother, my 7-year-old son, and myself can play and all have fun.
It's
Wow.
And
so
how many
good.
sports is that true? Like, how many sports can you say that about?
No.
Right.
Yeah. Someone brought that up recently to me. Like, well,
Yeah.
what if, yeah, I have a 10-year-old son and I want to help him find people to play with?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I was like, wow, that's amazing. I haven't thought about that, but yeah, that's a great idea.
There are so many ways you're gonna be expanding this app. It's just brilliant, really, Will. I just think that your own challenge, you turned it into an opportunity for everyone, and that's not always the case when we come across challenges, we just gonna sit
Mhm.
and mope, but no, you said, "Okay, what can I do about this?" And you made this incredible app that's helping people all over the world right now and more expanded yet. And I love this idea of helping kids find community as well on the pickleball court. Very cool.
Mhm.
So, how can people actually find you and Hitch?
So we're on iOS and Android. If you search for Hitch app, will show up, or Hitch Player Finder. It's another way to look it up.
Okay.
There are other Hitches. There's actually a ride hailing app called Hitch,
Oh, oh.
which gets confused with mine. And we have a website, hitchplayer.com, if you want to learn a little bit more before you download.
And on hitchplayer.com, do you give your history?
I wouldn't say a rich history. We show like a demo of how the app works. We talk a little bit about the features of the app, right? And kind of our mission statement,
Good.
not necessarily the history. It's so young. It doesn't have a long history yet.
But I think your story is
Yeah.
meaningful. So if that's
Sure.
something you'd be open to, I think you just telling how you came across this idea of being in a place that you didn't know anybody. I mean, everybody can relate to that. So if you're open to it, I think that'd be really sweet to have that on
It's
your
smart.
story on there. So,
Yeah.
but I'm really glad you shared your story, Shelley, aren't you?
Oh, yes. What a great idea. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much, Will, for being on our show. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. And I'm expecting you to download the app after the show and report
Oh,
back
for
to me.
sure.
We've got our phones out even as we speak. and hey everybody, hope you have your phones out too. Hitch. Oh, what a great idea. If it can get you more out on the court and meeting people who you would love to play with and they'd love to play with you, let's bring this world together through this amazing app and have a blast. We hope to see you on the court. And we look forward to a new conversation next week. Bye-bye.
If you love our podcast, we'd be so grateful if you'd take a few seconds to follow or subscribe to Life Lessons from Pickleball. This ensures you'll never miss an episode and helps us continue these wonderful conversations.
On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen, go to the show page and tap the follow button in the top right corner. And on YouTube, click the subscribe button under any of the episodes.
Thanks so much. Hope to see you on the court.